Hello everyone and welcome to part 3 of What If Makeshift joined the Autobots. So without further ado, let's get right to it. So we start this part off on the Decepticon warship, where Megatron is beating up on Starscream, remembering that he's the one who pulled the Dark Energon out of his chest. Don't think I haven't forgotten about your treachery, Starscream. And that's where Starscream says, "Please Megatron, don't kill me, I beg of you." And this is where Soundwave actually walks up to Megatron and shows him footage on Starscream Hope reviving him. As to which Megatron is like, And then he just leaves Starscream alone. And soon enough, Soundwave detects something. An Autobot emergency beacon. Autobots, you say, And they're calling for help. Starscream, lead a team to the source of the communication and destroy them. And perhaps you will prove yourself more useful at serving under my heel. Yes, Lord Megatron. To which Starscream leads a group of Viacons to a crashed Autobot ship, buried there for centuries. Starscream leads the way in, and as soon as he enters, he looks up, and something falls on his eye, and Starscream gets the Cybonic Plague. He is taken back to the Decepticon warship where he sits on the Meta Lab, where Knockout scans him and figures out it's the Cybonic Plague, to which Megatron is surprised and shocked and begins kinda laughing at this revelation.
My dear old Starscream, getting an infection that I designed to kill Autobots.
Starscream then begs for his life. "Please, Lord Megatron, heal me, I beg of you." "Why would I kill someone who purposely took a shot out of my chest and ended my life, and whom has betrayed me on multiple occasions? I understand we dealt with a recent traitor in our ranks, but I know of something that will get your plan back into motion." To which Megatron, intrigued of this, actually considers curing Starscream. "Very interesting, Starscream. However, how do I know this isn't just a game to betray me?" "Lord Megatron, I assure you, enough games. If you kill me, I will ensure victory for our cause. Under your reign, Lord Megatron." And so, ultimately, Megatron decides to cure him. To which immediately after that, Starscream takes Soundwave and Megatron to the Harbinger. To which Soundwave claims the immobilizer. And Megatron looks around and looks at Starscream enraged. "That's it? This trinket is all you have to offer, Starscream?" Starscream then says, "No, Lord Megatron, As to which Megatron then looks at him and walks towards him. Starscream cowers and transforms, trying to flee to the nearest exit, but Megatron grabs him and throws him at a wall. But it's no wall, it's a door which opens up, and Megatron looks in to see 5 protoforms. Soundwave walks in beside Megatron and Starscream gets up, and Megatron looks at Starscream. "Did you know about this?" Starscream then says, "Why, yes, of course I did, Lord Megatron." And Megatron is like, And then he just walks into the laboratory with Soundwave. Megatron is then like, "Transport these protoforms back to the warship. I think I might have an effective solution to our current problem." So now we get to Arachnid stasis pod, which crash lands in a battlefield. As to which she steps out of her pod and then she sees something glowing in the ground, purple. To which Arachnid picks up the Dark Energon shard, and she notices what this is. Dark Energon, which holds the power to revive the dead. If I could harness its power, I will be unstoppable. She looks around at the battlefield she's in, and she sees all those bots decapitated. These will be useless. I must find one bot intact. As to which she walks around for hours and hours. That is until she finds a body of Skyquake. Arachnid then says, "You will most certainly do." She rips the shard in two and throws it into Skyquake's grave, resurrecting him, and she puts the other half into her chest, making her glow with Dark Energon. "Yes, may the power of Dark Energon be mine." And Ratchet detects it just like in canon, informing the Autobots. And so the Autobots roll out. Ratchet does not go here. Makeshift comes instead. And as soon as they arrive, they are shocked to see Skyquake risen from the dead, and Arachnid controls him. "Attack, my subject, attack." To which zombie Skyquake obeys and charges at the Autobots. Bumblebee, Bulkhead, and Optimus face off against zombie Skyquake and use their speed to their advantage. And then we see RC and Makeshift go fight together and face off Arachnid. But Arachnid doesn't last really too long against them, because we saw in canon how easy it was for Optimus to one-shot Starscream's hand off. And once RC and Makeshift figure it out, RC then goes in, "This is for tailgate," to which she begins beating up on Arachnid with all of her might, and then soon enough, she punches her right through the spark, killing her. And now we get back to Bulkhead, Bumblebee, and Optimus Prime as they finish off Zombie Skyquake. With Bulkhead and Bumblebee transforming to their vehicle modes driving around him, and Optimus Prime running up on Zombie Skyquake and decapitating his head, and decapitating the rest of his body parts if it comes down to it. And the Autobots head back to base with a successful takedown on this day. One day later, at an abandoned town, Bulkhead and Breakdown are duking it out. Breakdown then gets the upper hand. As much as I'll miss our little moment of peace, hammer time. But an EMP is shot at him, knocking him out. And Mech arrives, taking Breakdown. So back at Hangar E, he begins debriefing the Autobots, saying that they were jumped and all that. And he could have defeated Breakdown, just like how he could have easily defeated a certain Decepticon who recently joined their ranks. Makeshift is with us now, Bulkhead, and you must accept that. Bots change. And Bulkhead is like, fine. At least Breakdown's in the hands of Mech now. They'll make sure good work of him. We mustn't allow Mech to claim any knowledge on a Cybertronian, so we will rescue Breakdown. Meanwhile, Starscream goes up informing Megatron that Breakdown has been abducted by humans. And Megatron is like, "Return him to us, Starscream. We must not allow any Decepticons to fall, for my newest plan will ensure our victory." To which Starscream is just like, "Yes, Lord Megatron." As to which the Autobots then head on out, with Optimus telling Makeshift to go and cover more ground from the air. To which Makeshift agrees, and then he shifts in the Megatron and transforms and flies off. And while Optimus, RC, Bumblebee, and Ratchet are off encountering the same thing they did in canon, Makeshift finds a tunnel and enters in. To which the Autobots deal with that explosion like they did in canon. Silas then taunts Breakdown. "Well, it seems your would-be rescuers are in as many pieces that you are in right now. Decepticons don't break that easy. Who said they were Decepticons? That wouldn't make sense. Autobots wouldn't come to rescue me." Makeshift then breaks in through the doors, slowly disposing of all the mech forces in his way. And through the monitors, Breakdown can see Megatron. "You better run, little human, for my master is here." Silas is then like, "No matter, we have nearly all we need." And then he leaves. To which Makeshift walks around the corner and frees Breakdown. And right before Breakdown's eyes, he sees Megatron turn into Makeshift. And surprised, he's like, "You." And then he says, "You saved me. Why?" Makeshift then says, "It's the right thing to do. Now come on, let's go." And then he follows Makeshift. To which the two then begin getting fired upon by Mech. Breakdown then says, "You got some sort of escape plan?" "Oh yeah, follow my lead." To which Makeshift transforms back into Megatron and turns to his vehicle mode, and Breakdown hangs on, and they both blast off into the sky, both shooting down Mech helicopters, which immediately causes Mech to retreat. Makeshift turns back into his regular form, but then the two hear jets. To which Starscream and a group of Vehicons arrive. "Commander Starscream, it's good to see you, sir. Consulting with the traitor, Breakdown? But Makeshift got me out of there." "Many sparkful thanks, traitor. Now destroy him, Breakdown." To which Makeshift begins to back up, not knowing what Breakdown will do. And Breakdown just takes a glance at him, and then at his Autobot symbol, and then thinks for a moment. Breakdown just takes out his hammer and uppercuts Starscream. A Vehicon helps Starscream back up, but then they look back to see the other Autobots incoming. To which Starscream and the troops retreat. And Optimus looks at Makeshift. And then Makeshift smiles at him, and then looks at Breakdown. And then Optimus takes off his mask and smiles. And so Breakdown is taken back to the Autobot base and is welcomed as an Autobot, but under Makeshift's supervision. And from the shadows, Bulkhead watches. And all he does is just drop his Autobot signal on the ground and leaves. And a few hours later, Bulkhead is far away from the Autobot base. Then he hears something. Soundwave appears, capturing Bulkhead. He is then taken onto the warship and restrained. And Megatron comes before him. The one called Bulkhead. Yeah, and what do you want from me? I brought you here because I understand you have hatred towards the two who joined your side recently, and the Optimus Prime, for just welcoming them like that. Which is why I would like to offer you something in order to get revenge on all whom have hurt you, so long as you swear loyalty to me. Bulkhead then thinks about it. What do you got to offer, huh? Megatron isn't like Starscream. Bring on new troops in. 5 makeshift clones then enter the room. So, do we have a deal, Bulkhead? Count me in, Megatron. Then welcome to the Decepticons, Bulkhead. And that's where I'm gonna leave it off here, everybody. Hopefully you guys enjoyed part 3, and I'll see you guys in part 4.